Hey guys, it's Jessie V, and I still can't get over how many flowers and bright colors are behind me right now. It's just so weird to look in the viewfinder. I feel like I'm part of a painting. I just really hope this is not too overpowering for my videos. I really don't know what I was thinking with this one. And I'm also wearing floral. This is actually a dress, but you guys don't know that because you can only see like from here up. Well, now you know that. I just couldn't find the same like color in a shirt that my eye makeup had, this like bluish color, so I saw this dress and I was like, they will never know. They'll think it's a shirt. Until I tell them. I literally cannot keep secrets. Ever. Alright, so today's story time actually happened yesterday, so this is fresh, this is new. Why am I snapping my fingers right now? So basically, yesterday my grandma and my grandpa took my sister, Mandy, and I to see a show. Like a stage performance show. Now, Mandy and I haven't gone to one of these shows with my grandparents in years. When we were kids, I'm pretty sure every single year my grandparents, or at least my grandma, took us to a show. Like, we've been to everything. Anne of Green Gables, Snow White, Cinderella, The Wizard of Oz, this weird show about a blind mouse. Is that a nursery rhyme? Three blind mice. Three blind mice. It might have been that. It was when we were really, really little. We've seen The Lion King, Les Mis, the list is endless pretty much. It was just one of our favorite things to do together. Every time my grandma booked this show and got tickets for us, Mandy and I, we were just so excited to go. Some of them were musicals, some of them weren't, but regardless, we always had a really fun time. Like, I remember once, I think I was about 8 years old, my grandma took me to see Cinderella. And it was really cool because I had an aisle seat, so during this show, the characters would like walk up and down the aisles and you'd see them go past you. And like when I was a kid, these people performing on stage were like celebrities to me, you know? And there was this one specific part in the Cinderella play where the prince, I mean, you guys know the story, the prince had Cinderella's glass slipper and he was looking for her. He was trying it on different girls to see if it was her. And there was this part where he walks down the aisle looking for a kid to put the glass slipper on. And so I'm just sitting there like anxiously hoping he'll choose me, and he's getting closer and closer and looking around, and lo and behold, he looks at me and he's like, "Can I have your foot, please?" And I was so excited. My grandma was like, "This is your moment, Jess." And I was just 8 and I was sitting in this chair so excited. I took off my sneaker and gave him my foot, and he tries on the glass slipper, and in that moment I was like, all my dreams have come true. Prince Charming noticed me. Because you know when you're a kid you actually think that that is literally Prince Charming. Right? So he tries on the slipper, but of course my foot is like this small and the slipper is like this big because, you know, child's foot, adult foot. So the slipper just falls off and Prince Charming's like, "Aw, you're not my princess," and walks away, and I was like, oh. Well, that's too bad. But it was just really cool. And then there was like this other play we went to see, Wizard of Oz, and during the part where Dorothy is in that like hot air balloon heading home, it literally went over the audience, right above us. I thought it might fall down on me. And I was in such awe. And it just like, I'll have all of these childhood memories for the rest of my life. It's amazing. So I'd say there was like a 6-year gap up until now that my grandparents haven't taken us to a play. So a couple months ago, my grandma called me and she's like, "Guess what, Jessie?" And I was like, "What, Grandma?" And she was like, "I just got tickets to see The Magician's Nephew." I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if you've seen Narnia, you know how there's like a series of the Narnia movies? There's like The Silver Chair, Narnia obviously, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Magician's Nephew. Is there a 5th one? Am I missing something? But you know those, right? If you don't, you've just missed out. Go watch them right now. Although the interesting thing is that they had never made The Magician's Nephew into a movie. They've only had like the books and the audiobooks and stuff like that, so I'd never seen it actually played out in front of me on stage, so Mandy and I were super excited. I'm pretty sure The Magician's Nephew is literally book 1 of the entire Narnia series. If I'm incorrect, please comment down below, but I'm pretty sure it is because the whole premise is showing you how Narnia first began and how the wardrobe was made, and it's just really cool. So anyways, we went to this show at 1 p.m. yesterday, and when we got there, it was just like filled with seniors. Like the whole place was just old people, which is understandable. I mean, it's 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. All the kids and the adults working are gonna be away, you know what I mean? So all the retired people go and see the shows, which is cool. I mean, when I'm retired, when I'm an old person, I'm probably gonna go to a show every single day because because, I don't know, I don't want to sit at home and do nothing. I want to go see plays. But yeah, it was just this field trip for old people. It was kind of cute. It was honestly kind of cute. They were all like holding hands walking into the theater, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be me one day. So anyways, we get in there, we find our seats. Our grandma got some really great seats, so thank you, Grandma, you're the best. They were like 3 from the front, because let's be real, no one wants to be literally at the front seat, because the stage is like right here. You're like looking at the feet of all the people running around. If someone falls off the stage, you're done for. So 3 seats back is like the perfect place to be. Anyways though, the show starts and everything's cool. It's a really great show so far, and we're about 15 minutes in. And Mandy and I notice that almost everyone sitting in the theater seems to have a cold. Or a cough, I should say. It's almost like sitting in the middle of a coughing orchestra. Like we're sitting there trying to watch the show and this person coughs, followed by this person back here, and then this person. There was like never a dull moment of no one coughing. Like I'd say every 3 seconds there was a cough. And not all of these coughs were just like, some of them were gurgly and filled with something. You know when you hear a cough and it's like thick and juicy? Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. What am I saying? But no, they were all just different octaves around us. I was like sitting in a coughing song. And the worst is when the people are behind you, because you can like feel their breath and some little droplets of the cough. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, they're all old. Let it go, Jess, let it go. And then like 15 more minutes go by and the show is still good. Like there's literally nothing wrong with the actual show. It's amazing. But then my grandma turns to me. She's sitting to my right. She leans over to my ear and she's like, Jess. And I turned and I'm like, yes, Grandma. And she's like, the man beside me is snoring. And I look over and the guy's just like, he's literally fast asleep, snoring. I have never heard someone snore so loud. And listen, Ty snores very loud, okay? But this was like a whole other level. So my grandma just sort of like nudges him with her arm and he wakes up suddenly and he's like, what? What? But then he like fell asleep every 5 minutes. He wasn't even that old. He was probably like 60. Why are you sleeping? So anyways, then the first act ends and it's intermission. The second act is where this very mysterious, creepy laughter comes from, as you can tell by the title of this video. It was one of the weirdest things I have ever heard in my life. I was so confused. Mandy and I still don't understand it to this day. Just a day later. So the second act begins, okay? And we're about 20 minutes into the second act. And suddenly we hear this laughter. It sounds like, so we're in the 3rd row from the front. It sounds like it must be like 30 rows back. Like it's pretty far back there to the right corner sort of the theater. And it starts off very low. Like, I don't want to mimic this for you guys, but I'm gonna sound like a weirdo. Like, I'm not gonna make it sound like how it actually sounded, but just imagine someone laughing really low, just like I can't even do this properly, but just like a really low laughter that you can barely hear. So I hear that, and nothing in this play is like funny at this moment, at least. It's a pretty serious play altogether. So I'm like, okay, maybe the person beside them told them a joke or something. And then progressively, the laughter gets louder and weirder. It's like I literally, please ignore me because that's not actually what it sounded like. I can't literally mimic it. But it gets louder, and the way it sounds, it's almost like a cross between crying and laughter. Like some parts of the laugh would be sort of drawn out like a sob, but then it would like start to laugh again. It was the weirdest thing. And Mandy and I look at each other instantly and we're like, what the heck? Because it's so creepy. It's like a serious sobbing laugh in the distance in the theater. So we're looking around and we cannot see where this laugh is coming from. And the play is bright enough that you can see everyone's faces, and I'm looking through everyone and I cannot see where this laughing person is coming from. Like even people sitting in front of us and around us, all their heads are turning to see like where this laughter is coming from because the play wasn't funny. I don't know what they were laughing at. Even my grandma was like, what in the world is that? And then at its loudest point, where literally we heard the laughing more than we did the people on the stage, this person's laugh changed into like Winnie the Pooh laugh. Like I turned to Manny and I'm like, please tell me, like doesn't he sound like Winnie the Pooh? And she was like, yeah, like exactly like Winnie the Pooh. Like, you know when Winnie the Pooh laughs? Try and find a clip of that online. I don't want to get copyrighted, so try and find his laugh, blast it on your computer, and then repeat it, because that's what it sounded like. I need to... It was as loud as that. Do you know what's so weird? I never sneeze. Like ever, except when I'm filming. Something about the camera in my nose, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, this laughter went on for, I kid you not, 20 minutes. I still could not see who it was. No one in the audience could see who it was. It was the strangest thing, and suddenly it just stopped. It just like cut out all of a sudden. And that was the last we heard of it. And when the show was over, I could hear everyone's conversation saying like, what the heck was that laugh? Who was that coming from? Like so many questions, and everyone was like, that was so creepy. Why was that person doing that? So I don't know what that was all about, but so many weird things happened during this theater trip that I had to make like a little story time about it. I know it's kind of silly and weird, but like I had to, you know what I mean? Anyways though, overall the play was absolutely amazing, and I was so grateful that our grandparents took us there, and I just cannot wait for the next one. And hopefully there's no like creepy laughter in the theater somewhere, because you know that's kind of weird. But anyways though, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.
Patrick Star isn't moving! He seems stuck at the gate!
What are you doing, Patrick? Don't make me charge you for those panties, too!
McNulty's pressing forward. Looks like this is gonna be a blowout!
Patrick, I believe in you, Patrick.
But wait! Patrick Star is on the move, and patties are starting to disappear! Look at that little sea star eat! He's inching closer to McNulty, and it looks like McNulty can feel the heat! Never has there been a more prodigious display of competitive eating! The amount of patties being consumed is astounding! And now, yes! Patrick Star has matched Oswald McNulty, and they are tied as they come into the home stretch! Both eaters are now so full they can barely eat, but eat they do. Moving so slowly now, one can't help but wonder if they are going to hit the patty wall at some point. And both eaters have stopped! With only seconds left, we are tied in patties eaten, and neither one seems to have the room to go on. Oh! What's this? And down goes McNulty! Down goes McNulty! It looks like we could have a tie!
It's over, SpongeBob. I can't go on.
The taste, Patrick. Remember the taste.
The taste.
What's this? Patrick Star has risen from his seat and is pointing to center field. No, wait! He's pointing to a little boy with a hurt foot. Ladies and gentlemen, he's pointing to his mouth as if to indicate something.
Here you go, champ. You can have mine.
And he's eating! He's eating! The great Starfino is eating! Patrick Star wins! The belt is back in Bikini Bottom!
There's going to be some serious...
Patrick Star isn't moving! He seems...